Imagine a time when the world was a vast, uncharted wilderness of opportunity. It was the late 16th century, and the British Empire was stretching its wings under the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. This was a period of extraordinary expansion, largely driven by the audacious voyages of men like Francis Drake, whose epic journey around the globe in 1580 sparked a new era of British enterprise. This spirit of adventure was further fueled by the English victory over the Spanish Armada in 1588. The triumph boosted the nation's confidence and spurred an interest in exploration and trade, particularly in the East. Tales of the Portuguese reaping high profits from Eastern trade lured English merchants towards these untapped markets, sparking a race for the riches of the East Indies. In 1599, a group of these ambitious traders banded together, forming an entity known as the Merchant Adventurers. This was no ragtag band of wayfarers. They were a company of serious merchants, united by a shared vision of trading in the East Indies. The stage was set for a new chapter in the history of British trade. Then came the dawn of a new century, and with it, a royal endorsement that would forever change the course of British trade. On the last day of the year 1600, Queen Elizabeth I issued a charter granting the merchant adventurers exclusive rights to trade in the East Indies. Their company was grandly rechristened as the Governor and Company of Merchants of London trading into the East Indies. This charter was not just a piece of paper. It was a royal seal of approval that gave the company a monopoly over trade in the East Indies for 15 years. This period of exclusivity was an unprecedented move, clearly signaling the Crown's support for the venture. As if this were not enough, in May of 1609, the charter was extended indefinitely. This granted the company a limitless time frame to establish and expand their trade in the East Indies, a privilege that was practically unheard of at the time. However, competition was fierce. The Dutch, who were already focusing more on the East Indies, became formidable competitors. In response, the English turned their attention to India, drawn by its abundant textiles and other lucrative trade commodities. The formation of the Merchant Adventurers and the issuance of the Charter by Queen Elizabeth I were major milestones in the history of British trade. These events paved the way for Britain's dominance in global trade, setting the stage for the rise of the British Empire as a global superpower. In the grand tapestry of history, these events represent the threads that wove together the rich narrative of Britain's maritime past. The spirit of enterprise, the daring voyages, and the royal endorsement. All these elements came together to shape the destiny of the British Empire and its legacy in global trade. The impact of these events continues to reverberate today, echoing in the bustling trade hubs that dot the modern world.